What's up? I'm Hugz. That's Sam. Welcome to Hugz and Sam. Today we're getting into Attack on Titan Season 3, Episode 2, where we left off in the last episode. Kitty!
Basically just, Kitty!
So, alright. Because I'm like, so much happened. I'm like, where do I start here?
Yeah.
So Eren and Astoria were attempted to be kidnapped, but really, they got Armin and who? Jean? Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I know the reason that there's a little bit of a pause, and the reason that we talk about this, and the reason I know for sure it was Armin. It's a little bit disturbing.
Yeah.
That like one of the captors is like rubbing over who he thinks is Krista / Historia.
Yeah.
Talking about, you're much more muscular than I thought you'd be. And inside I'm just like internal cringe, even harder than external cringe.
Yeah.
And you know, I saw somebody commented that like, I feel so bad for Armin. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because it'd be bad enough if it's Historia, but like Armin's got to be in a weird situation where it's like, I'm not a girl. You know what I mean? Like, like that's got to be weird for him. Mm-hmm. And then we had Mikasa come in, bust up. Well, Mikasa plus, but
yeah, but
Mikasa.
It was basically Mikasa.
Yeah, she wrecks up. Sasha did save with the bow shot to save from the gun.
Mm-hmm.
But they had that situation on lock. Okay, they get saved.
Mm-hmm.
Levi's with them, but then he leaves and goes to chase after whoever is actually going for Eren and Krista, because they're still in danger. Mm-hmm. And then as he's like kind of laying out that, you know, the people were amateurs or whatever, not like, I don't know how you'd put it, but not who he thought like the government or like the military police would use to take them. Yeah. That you know, it looked like someone outside would have hired them. Mm-hmm. As he's putting like two and two together about like where people would be and like setting up these angles, all of a sudden he's ambushed by Kenny.
Yes.
Headshot to Nifa, like freaking headshot to Abel. Like they're taken out immediately, and then you have this like weird situation like unfolding between them, and then we also saw the king. What was his name? I forget. Actually, I think I have it up. But then we saw Lord Rice, who is, I'm thinking that is going to be Historia's dad. Yeah. But theoretically, there could be more than one Lord. You know what I mean? Like, that could be her uncle or whatever, but I'm assuming that that's her dad. Yeah. Who was the dude? I have a listing. Shout out to Blood, who sent us a list. Oh, King Fritz. That's what it was. Is we saw him, and they were kind of having this roundtable discussing what's going on, and we kind of saw, like, the inner workings of behind the scenes with the little government team there. They were giving out food to the poor, which is not very like them, in order to kind of win them over. Yeah. So they can do more terrible things in the future. We saw a little bit more about Historia's storyline, talking about the Lord Rice thing. Nicholas is dead, because that's how the episode really kicked off, is we found out, Hanji found out the military police killed him. Yeah. After torturing him for information. Yeah. So there's a lot going on. That first episode, I mean, through the outro even, we had stuff happening, you know, it was like jam-packed with new information. Yeah.
It was a very like 0 to 100 first episode.
Also very different than the last couple seasons where we had Human vs. Titan. You know, there was that other layer of like, you know, people are trash, and the higher nobles and stuff were terrible to the other people, and like there was that kind of internal struggle with humanity. But for the most part, it was like, we're all just here trying to survive from the Titans. Now, in this season, the first episode so far, it's pretty much just been like them running from Titans, people.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the Survey Corps has been running from the government. Like Levi and their squad had to run out of their house. Erwin got taken. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of running from them, and then you throw Kenny into the mix, who comes in and he's messing with them. You know, killing 2 people right next to Levi, and it's very different. it's still that intense, like, over the top action and you know, like the storyline's got so many twists to it, but it's just like a different theme.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of people say, like, this season's going to be political. So I'm assuming, is that what they mean? It's going to be more about, like, the government and stuff like that? Like, the people that were... I keep saying government, but, like, the lords and nobility.
Right.
And,
yeah, no, I know
you know,
what you mean.
the upper echelon of society.
Yeah.
The hierarchy. But I'm excited to see how it unfolds. Just, like, looking at this is the static image I have. It's just Levi not looking very happy.
And about Levi's face, like, whenever Kenny showed up, like, it looked like, you know...
I do want to talk about that for like 1 second before we get into this.
Yeah.
Because I said he looked scared.
Yeah, I thought he did too. Like the way his like his expression on his face, he looked like he was like scared of Kenny, and I don't know.
People argued that though, because I said he looked scared, and people were like, he didn't look scared.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like,
I saw those comments too, but
he straight up looked intimidated.
Yeah.
Like if not scared, intimidated.
Yeah, or worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people were like so against that, but there was quite a few people who said he wasn't scared. He looked scared.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I know he's a badass. Like I know he's like he could wreck up, but like I feel like maybe there's something about Kenny that he's worried about, you know.
No matter how badass you are, there's always someone more badass. That's just a rule of life.
Yeah.
You're never unbeatable,
exactly.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into it and see what's going down. I also love, like, his armor and everything, like...
Oh my gosh.
I love his weapons. I love, like, his vibe. Basement cult returns. What's in the basement? Oh man.
Snap.
This dude's like rolling in with a whole squad.
Yeah.
Whole squad.
Dang.
Well, if this dude's from Levi's past, he probably... Oh, I love where you see the shadow over him.
Oh my god. I love whenever they're flying.
Wow! This is so epic! Like explosions like all over him and
he's like
welcome to our establishment. Oh my god, I freaking love Kenny so much. He's so weird! I'm waiting for like a wet spot to come down this dude's pants.
yeah. Wow.
Nothing!
He doesn't even flinch.
Damn! What? Dang! That was awesome! Oh, is that in his head?
It looks like it, yeah.
Human shield, oh my god.
Wow.
Levi is the freaking baddest of asses!
Yup. That's what we were just talking about.
Oh, you thought Levi was bad to deal with? You got Mikasa coming too. There's so many. We've never really seen people like fight like that, like stabbing each other with the ODM gear.
Yeah, like usually they hit a brick wall or something, not like each other.
It's so intense, like to just see it enter them, you know? This is like in My Hero when they get permission to fight back. Like that's what it feels like, you know? I just can't get used to that. I mean, it's cool as hell, but that's why you gotta kill if you get the chance, because he's gonna end up getting killed.
Oh shit. That's so cool.
Hold up.
The blood on the...
But did she shoot Jean before Mikasa could? Because that sounded like a gun went off.
Did it?
Oh, he had to shoot them. Okay, I was like, because I know somebody got shot.
Okay.
I knew somebody got shot.
See, I didn't
Wow.
think about it being a gunshot.
seeing like they're not used to having to like kill people like that, you know?
Yeah.
Mikasa, I don't think is phased by it. He hesitated, that's why he almost got killed, but then they hesitated, which is why they got killed.
Yep.
See, I take for granted.
I bet they were a nice person, dang.
Much more human than I am. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna pause this for 1 second. We'll keep going in this. Okay, so because I want to talk about this, I was kind of taking for granted like they've been killing Titans. Like Armin's given these like amazing speeches, and they've, they fought the Shifters, and like there's been all this stuff that's going on where they just openly and freely fight to defend themselves and whatever like the whole time, and but they haven't been. Even when they were fighting Ymir and the other Shifters, like, they were Titans. They were, you know what I mean? And that was hard for everybody anyway. But these are just people. These are just people that are doing essentially the same job they are. They work for the government like they do.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, because these are military police. These are, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of like, well, why aren't they just openly and easily killing these people? Like, you've already fought these Titans. Like, you have these abilities. You guys are warriors.
But it's like...
Maybe a bad word.
Yeah. It wasn't, like, the same, though, because it wasn't, like, a Titan. It was, like, an actual person. And, like he said, like, that, like, actually spoke to me. Him saying, like, I was able to do it so easily, like...
My thing is...
Like, that is a really big deal.
Just running up and killing... Like, Mikasa, I feel like, thrives in this world.
Yeah.
Just because she's a little colder than everybody else.
Yeah,
you
she's
know what I'm
like,
saying?
whatever I have to do, I'll do it to protect my people.
Exactly. Whereas, like, if Armin had not killed them, though, like, no matter how nice a person they were holding a gun on your friend, your brother in arms, essentially. Yeah. Who she had just disarmed. You know that they've killed other people, like, right now. They just kidnapped you, like, Armin specifically, and people were, like, going in on him. So it's like, yeah, it's a really rough situation. Yeah, you have blood on your hands, but had it gone the other way, like, Jean would be dead.
Exactly.
The only thing that sucks is in the long run, like, you killed somebody, but they still got... Eren and Astoria, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just a weird. I definitely
feel bad for him though, because like that is traumatizing. I would bet.
Yeah, it's just a weird situation that they've been in, like these epic battles. He's watched people eaten in front of him and all that, and then it is a different level of humanity, like you descend from when you kill someone. Yeah. It's just weird to see that affect him even in this world. Yeah. That's cool. I like it.
We haven't even really seen them use guns much. Like
but it's like heavily gun focused this season.
It's always been the blades and stuff, but
I don't know. Well, it's because the Titans, they couldn't really do anything with the gun. They had to cut the nape.
Yeah, so now that it's people are involved, they like have to bring out
I love that they're like, because it's the canisters, they're like freaking cannons. Yeah. Whenever they shoot. But alright, let's jump back into it. Other than the people that didn't have a chance. Yeah.
待ってくれ。俺は馬車の運送に使われているただの追い物だ。あなたとは会ったことがある。彼は町で会長と呼ばれていましたよ。中央憲兵に命令されて従っただけだ。しかも失敗した。We're just following orders is never like a good reason to do the things you do. The other thing I was thinking about too with Jean is like the death of Marco messed him up so much. The idea of like people dying. おい、本当にリヴァイたちがいるのか？いますよ。協力するって約束で、なんとか解放されてきたんです。
Damn. They know they got sold out.
将来含めて得する方を嗅ぎ分ける。嗅ぎ分けたら腹くくって食らいつくんだ。いいな、覚えとけ。お待たせ。
See, that makes me feel like he's gonna set them up in the long run. Damn. Oh right, we do have questions. I've just been torturing you for fun. Yeah. Just that sound. Yeah. And she's also probably pissed because of Pastor Nick, you know? Yeah. Peel his nails.
That's what he did.
このすげえ壁の中でなぜ今まで戦争が起きなかったかわかるか。俺たち第一憲兵がこの汚い手で守ってきたんだよ。全部俺たちが消したから人類はやってこられた。感謝されて当然なんだ。それをお前らほど楽しそうに人を痛めつけるやつは見たことがねえ。化け物だ。王がいる。俺はこの壁の安泰と王を信じて。
I'm telling you, the king is weird.
やってきたことは間違ってない。
I feel something weird about him.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like trying to trick him. That's why they left it open a crack. Oh. Damn, that's savage. He's reading the freaking. Yep, they're setting him up.
Yep. That is savage. To like make him think that. Like.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Oh my god.
Rice is the true royal family.
He gave that up easy.
So that means Historia is royalty. Oh, snap. Kenny's freaking badass. Levi Ackerman. Levi Ackerman. There's so much happening. You know who Ackerman is, right?
Yeah. Mikasa.
What the hell is going on?
Why is she just sitting there like that? Like,
well, she's bound up, but
yeah,
I'm like, what does he want with her? Is what I want to know. Like, he's just creepily sitting there, like, I'm sorry for this. Hold up.
Oh my god, so much should have happened. So that's the guy that like wanted that was like everything. Rubbing Olive Armin, right?
Who?
Who was the guy who was rubbing Olive Armin?
He's dead.
He's dead, yeah.
Yeah, Mikasa came.
So who's? Yeah.
That's her dad. That's Lord Rice.
Wait, what? Oh my god!
I was like, where are you at? What's going on here? Hold on. So
the guy that was Mikasa.
They literally hold on. They showed Lord Rice is a real royal family.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They showed the picture of Rod Rice, right, or Reese,
yes.
And then it literally turned into his face sitting there in front of Historia.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's Lord Reese right there. Lord Rice, Lord Reese, whatever. Yes. Her dad.
Yes. Okay, yeah. I got it.
No, I'm not. I'm saying, like, it's crazy. Not like, I'm not coming at you. I'm saying it's crazy that, like, she's sitting there in front of her father.
Yeah.
Who stole her, who's the real royalty, which I don't get how that works because of King Fritz.
And where did he come from?
Who?
King Fritz.
I don't know, but he seems super weird.
Yeah.
And creepy.
And how are they not royalty anymore? Like why are they keeping
I don't know, it's a secret.
Why are they keeping it a secret?
I don't know.
And so, like, okay, Kenny raised Levi
How
Ackerman.
Is Levi related to Mikasa?
How is he related to Mikasa? Did Mikasa, like, are they, like, brother and sister somehow?
They can't be because we saw Mikasa's parents.
And where's Levi's parents? Why did Kenny raise him?
He grew up in that, like, Undercity.
Yeah.
But when we saw him down there, he was, like, already by himself.
And what are their ages? Like, I need to, like, know their ages, like, I guess better, because
I feel like he's older, but he didn't seem like he'd be old enough to be, like, her dad's age.
Yeah, because I'm like, is it, like, an
uncle? To be, like, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, is it, like, older? Because he's older, yeah?
Is he? I feel like he's older, but not that much older.
I don't know.
Because it seems like when we saw him in, like, his little Undercity, it would have been when they were, like, pretty young.
I feel like we've been told their ages, but I just forgot, you know? Because Mikasa's, like, 17, 18, I thought.
They were real young when they came into the...
Yeah.
Into the whole program. I'm trying to think of like how old Levi was, because he was already doing Survey Corps stuff when they started training.
Yeah.
But he was fairly young when he started that, and I feel like it was only a couple years after he started with Erwin that they started training. So I'd say he's probably like within 10 years of age of her.
Yeah.
If I had to like maybe a little less. If I had to rough estimate guess based off of his storyline with Erwin from the OVA, how he joined. And then I remember at the time knowing the expedition number wasn't too far from like the ones where they went out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just don't know like how, like, so does Mikasa know Kenny?
Was Levi in the expedition when they were real little kids with the arm?
I don't know.
Do you remember that? You know what I'm talking about, where they gave the person the arm?
I don't know.
I remember Erwin. But Erwin wasn't even running them at that point. It was somebody else, right? It was that bald dude, right?
Yeah, it was the guy that ended up being like the trainer or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, but...
So I don't think Levi was in at that point, because Erwin was running them by the time that Levi joined. Right?
I don't know.
Because when they ended up getting together, Erwin was the one in charge of the squad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the whole timeline in my head. They got to be close together. But how would they be brother and sister?
I don't know. Because...
Okay, hold on. Let's break it down into two possible things.
Okay.
They're brother and sister. How would there be no mention when we saw her parents? Okay, that would be the weird thing. Yeah. If he was like, let's say, a cousin, like let's say her dad had a brother or a sister that had a kid, it had to be a brother because
of the
last name. Okay, so her dad has a brother. Why would then she go to the Jaegers? He would have had to have been dead.
Yeah.
But then did they just not know that he had a son?
Because Kenny's not Levi's real dad.
Well, he wouldn't have referenced him by name like that if it was.
Yeah, he wouldn't have said Kenny unless it's like a weird relationship.
Well, not even that. I'm saying like Kenny wouldn't have called him Levi Ackerman.
Yeah.
Like if that was his last... You get what I'm saying? Like if that was his last name, it would be weird for him to say it like that.
Yeah.
And he didn't say he's my son. He said I raised him.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, if they're siblings, then... Okay, if they're cousins.
I don't think there's any way that they could be siblings.
I don't think so either, because I think like they, like you said, they would have been mentioned unless they have different moms, and like Mikasa's dad like was like, you know, getting it in like with other girls. You know what I mean?
That could be a potential.
Yeah, like it could have been like from a previous
But even then, would he have taken the last name though?
I mean,
it depends on the storyline, because a lot of different societies, if you're like an out of wedlock like bastard child, you don't take the last name.
Well, like,
but I'm thinking if it's like his brother's son, wouldn't they know that he would have existed? Wouldn't she know that she's got like a relative named Levi?
Unless like she was young whenever her parents died, like maybe it just didn't happen. But like you were saying, like whenever her parents died, wouldn't, instead of going to live with the Jaegers, why wouldn't she have went and lived with her uncle?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He would have had to have been dead.
He would have had to have been dead, because and it would have made sense for Levi to have been raised by Kenny in the underground.
If
everything.
His dad,
mom and dad were dead.
Yeah. Didn't he talk about his mom though?
I don't remember.
Didn't Levi talk about his mom?
Because I'm thinking back, I think No Regrets, like both of those had a lot to do with all of his stuff.
Yeah, but even then he was already like in progress of already like having his little crew, and you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like he was real young to where like we would have seen his parents. Like he was already on his own, like self-sustainable and But I'm thinking there's no way that they're siblings. Cousins maybe.
Maybe half siblings though.
Half siblings would make sense to me.
Yeah, and I don't think he couldn't be the uncle.
The only thing is, I'm like, if he took on the last name, okay, that makes me feel like, how would he not, like, he knows his last name. Does he not know his last name? Is that why he goes by Levi?
Oh yeah, because if he knew his last name and
he would Mikasa,
then he would have known.
Does he not know his last? I mean, if he knows, and like I'll make a big deal, like people would be like, "You're just stupid," but like, does he not know his last name? Because he only goes by Levi.
If he doesn't know his last name, like why doesn't he know his last name?
Because he like maybe he was just some scrub kid that was like thrown away in the slums of the underworld.
Yeah. And
all he knew was his first name. That would make so much sense, though. Why they don't know about each other or whatever, like that there's a relation.
They don't seem to know about each other at all. Like
that makes sense to me.
Related.
That makes sense to me that he doesn't know his last name.
Yeah.
Because the way that Kenny dropped it was like very specific, like. But I think that's like for us. But you know what I mean? Like it's just the way that he said it, and that would make so much sense to me. Because if he knows his last name, as soon as he met Mikasa, you would think, because he knows her last name, he knows all their names, you know, because he's like their trainer person, like their leader, their squad leader or whatever, you know. And you would think immediately.
He like kind of like whispered it, didn't he? Like he like said it under his breath with Levi walking away to where he didn't hear him.
Hear what?
Like Levi didn't hear him call him that.
Levi was not even anywhere near there.
He wasn't?
They're outside.
Yeah.
And they killed the merchant who helped them get there to torture that dude to get information. They're outside the place where they're torturing that person.
Yeah.
Levi wasn't there. They just snuck up and killed the merchant. They're like outside in the shadows.
So why did he just drop his name?
That's what I said. I think it was just for us. Like,
okay.
He was talking to whoever that girl is about the whole situation. And here, let me see that. Here, he was talking to them and he said, like, merchants should be sellouts. And what did they say? Something about he'll show up even if we do nothing.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, and then, like, so whatever, they're out there talking about Lord Rice or whatever. And he's just talking to this person, which I don't know who that person was. We may know who that is, but I don't know. Like, they didn't look familiar.
There's just so much going on.
And he's like, I know because I raised him Levi Ackerman. You know, like, just kind of like a way of, like, just recalling your time with them. Just one of those things you say, you know, like.
And after raising him, like, never tell him what his last name was. Like, if he
that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That would be the only thing that makes sense to me.
If Levi's known this whole time that he was, like, related to Mikasa, like.
That'd be weirder.
That would be weird.
Although, see, and they always. Okay, so I'm like I'll go back to the story. Well, they're like, always together. Like they're always the ones that rush together into shit. And then we always talked about, you know, like how they were kind of similar in the way that they're like the badass battlers. And I've always said I wanted to see them fight, and like the similarities make sense now.
Yeah. Well, because they're very like good. They're both very, very good.
Well, and they're also like run right into battle. Because even here, I said like, you know, Mikasa's ready for this world, as is Levi. Like they're just that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, so let's say Levi doesn't know his last name.
What does he think his last name is?
Well, I mean, there's people out there that legitimately like that are just abandoned, that just don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or they're given another name and they don't know unless they're ever, you know, told or can find records.
Yeah.
But it's like, where would he fit in? I don't think he would be a brother. It just wouldn't make sense with the story.
Yeah, I don't
because
think
her parents, I mean, her parents could have been, her dad could have been a bad person for all we know. But I mean, he just, I assume he's not, because Mikasa's like, it was like an innocence thing where he was killed, and but maybe he's a bad dude. Maybe that's why he got killed.
Yeah. But
they were just there to rob and whatever anyway, and to get at his mom, right?
Yeah.
Or at her mom.
I think so, yeah. I think that's all they wanted. That's what it seemed like.
I don't like this. I don't like a puzzle with, like, we got half of a puzzle, like, maybe not even half of a puzzle.
The box of puzzles did not come with all the pieces.
Yeah, because I'm like racking my brain, because I'm going through the whole series, and I'm like, did he know? Because it's like, it's a 50-50. Does he know? Does he not know? Because, like, he's kind of looked out for her.
Yeah.
he's had a more personal relationship with her than a lot of other people, with him trying to like keep her in control of her emotions and like get her not to run off and risk her life before. Because I'm thinking like when she chased after Annie in the forest and he was like with her, you know, there's that whole thing. And I'm like, did he know?
I don't know.
Or is it one of those things like he doesn't know, but like there's been stories of people who are like separated at birth and then they just have like a really close bond, or like they feel kinship with a person and then find out they're related. Yeah. And I'm like, is it that type of thing? Because if he knows, that's weird to not say anything. Yeah. But he is kind of a loner, and it might be weird for him to be like, hey, I think we're related. Yeah. But after all they've been through, you think at some point he would have been like...
I don't think he knows.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, is like, that he wouldn't know. Like, we're sitting here talking
about it, and I'm like, there's no way he knows.
Well, because at first, it wasn't even a question. You know, everybody just assumes you know your own last name. But as soon as I said that, I'm like, that makes total sense. Yeah. Like, that, it sews up all of the...
Like that he doesn't know his last name? Yeah.
It sews up all the things. Also, the thing where you said about the half-brother makes sense to me. Yeah. Where like it could have been the dad.
The dad.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, like, where's...
It would be easier...
Like, where did Kenny come into it? And, like...
It would... Well, I mean, it would be easier to me to make sense of his dad having affairs, and just having a kid, and then being like, whatever, I got nothing to do with that. Or not even knowing that the woman was pregnant, and then, like, she dies in childbirth or something, and I don't know. Anything could happen at that point.
Little baby Levi gets sent off to be with whoever.
Exactly. Yeah. Because maybe her dad was just slumming it one day down in the underground. Yep. The upside down. Turned it right side up. Turned it right side up a little bit. Oh my. And then, you know, just left and never came back.
Yeah. It's a possibility.
Because for all we know, if he's that much older...
See, that's my question. It could have been much older
is he? Before he even got married and had Mikasa. He might not even been being a bad guy. It could have just been before. Yeah. Or he could have been married before.
Levi's definitely older than Mikasa.
Yeah, but how much?
That's what
you know what I'm saying.
What I'm wondering, yeah. I don't know, because I'm like, he's not her uncle, right? Like Levi is not her dad's brother.
See, I think we would have known that her dad had a brother though. Yeah. Like that would have too big of a plot hole for me.
Either way though, if he had a brother that had Levi. Yeah. Either way, like, we would have had to know he had a brother.
I just feel like that's a plot hole. Like,
yeah. Well, I'd just be talking about all this, and that's not even how, like, it works in, like, their world. What? Like, do they take the dad's last name, or is it...
Well, yeah, because Eren Yeager and Grisha Yeager.
Okay, yeah. But what was his mom? His mom.
I don't remember. Grisha was the dad, though.
Yeah, but what was his... I don't remember his mom's name.
You know, she didn't make it too far, so... Because that was episode 1, right? Yeah. Weird. All right. There's a lot going on in this story, though. Like, the Rice family or Reese family being the real royal family, I don't get why that's, like, a secret. But that dude was holding on to it, like, so hard.
Like, he was being tortured and not saying
it.
So, like...
Is King Fritz, like, a puppet king? Is he really not the king? Like, Rice really makes the decisions? You get what I'm saying? Like, is he just there as, like, a puppet to take the bullet if somebody goes for it?
So, like, okay, Historia's dad is, like, hugging on her and stuff. Yes. So, like, why was she hiding and stuff if he, like, cares for her?
We don't know.
But, like, I know we don't know, but I'm just, like, wondering, like, that's weird.
For all we know, it's not him that wants to do harm to her. Maybe other people know the secret and know that it's dangerous for her to be in existence. For all we know, he doesn't want her. He says, I'm sorry for everything. That can mean a lot of different things. Well, yeah. That could mean, I'm sorry that I have to kill you and Eren now. That could mean, I'm sorry you've had to go through this your whole life. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of different things that could mean. And it's like, the look on his face is sincere.
Yeah. That's why I'm wondering. Like, he seems like he genuinely, like, cares for her.
I don't know. But there's a lot going on. There's a lot of
it's like
a lot of secrets, a lot of crazy stuff happening in the freaking second episode in. It's the Catalina wine mixer. It's Attack on Titan. Let us know what you thought in the comments down below. This is another one we're gonna have to watch back. We didn't do a discussion video on the last one. I think we're gonna have to end up doing discussion videos because there's so much.
Well, yeah, because I need to go back and rewatch just because like there's so much that goes on
at the same time,
and also like reading the subtitles and everything. Like I don't catch everything.
Well, because we got the Ackerman bomb like as we were getting the
and I was
royalty bomb here.
Wait. What?
Like they're just dropping too many things on us at one time, like to even catch up. There were times I was trying to like have a comment about something that was happening, and then like something was happening right away again. I couldn't even like get my thought out.
What happened was like he said Levi Ackerman, and so like my brain is like how. So I started thinking of all the possible ways that it could be like, you know, like they could be related, and then all of a sudden like we get the other one, like you say, like the drawing turns into his face, so that's why I was like confused. I'm like, my brain's in so many different places right now.
I don't know. Let us know what you thought in the comment section down below. Like it if you did, sub if you don't already. Shout out to our patrons watching the full reaction up on Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. You really don't know how much it means. It means the world. We'll be back with more videos soon. We love you guys. Bye.